collective that is very proud to be partnering with kweliTV to present this brand new streaming digital service where we can all like show our great films and Oscar so white no more matters.
We are live. We are live, everybody. Our kweliTV BDC, Black Documentary Collective event. I'm Nicole Franklin, and here is our fantastic co-chair, Sabrina S. Gordon, award winner, filmmaker, our fearless leader, co-chairing also with Rafe Kamal. We are a fantastic group, if I do say so myself. Ourselves, the Black Documentary Collective formed and founded by St. Clair Bourne back in 2000, the year 2000. We've been around for a while, and we're inviting everybody to our meeting with an extremely needed new service, kweliTV, the new streaming service, dubbed the Black Netflix of the press. But first, I want to tell you about Black Documentary Collective. I love this organization. I've been a longtime member. Sabrina, take it away.
Sure. I won't be long because I know we are really here to talk about kweliTV, but I just want to remind everyone that, yes, in fact, Black Documentary Collective has been here for now. We're in our 16th year. It's our 16th anniversary. St. Clair Bourne's birthday just passed. And I just want to remind everyone that, you know, we're really dedicated to supporting each other as a community. It's a nonprofit organization. It's also all volunteer organization. So we really depend on your donations and your membership dollars so that we can do things like this and partner with folks. At the very least, the BDC newsletter that goes out, that usually goes out with like a wealth of information about each other's work, about funding opportunities, about distribution opportunities, is supported by membership dollars. And the more support that we get, the more events and partnerships and activities we can bring to you. So that's it. After this, you know what? I'm going to post the link here if you want to make a donation or a renew your membership. You can do so there. And if you want to make a donation, every amount counts, so it really doesn't matter if it's $5, $50, whatever you like to do. And on that note, take it away, DeShuna.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm DeShuna Spencer, and I'm the founder of kweliTV. And I really want to thank all of you for being here and to listen to, you know, what kweliTV is all about, and hopefully you'll be interested in wanting to be involved. So for those who do not know, kweliTV, we are an internet streaming network. We are dedicated to the issues, the stories, and the culture of the global Black community. And so our focus is on independent films, documentaries, web shows, and news programming coming very soon that basically spans the entire African diaspora. We've been around now for a little bit over 6.5, about 7 months. We're still in beta. So we have an open beta. So I'm not sure if any of you know about the tech scene, but basically an open beta means that people can still participate in a product while it's in beta. And so we've really been using this time to listen to what the customers need, listen to what features they think should be on the platform, and then taking that information and making the platform better. And so this has been a really great experience for me just to create this particular project. I came up with the idea for kweliTV actually like 2012. I was really frustrated with the type of content I was seeing about Black women in particular in mainstream media. None of my friends fight. None of my friends throw drinks in our faces and all of that. So I was like, you watch these shows, like, wait, my friends, we don't do that. And I was talking to a woman from Zimbabwe, and she was saying that when she met other Black women, she was surprised that we weren't the B word. Like, she was literally surprised. And I was like, oh my God, like, she actually assumed that Black women walked around knocking things over and starting fights. And so I was like, wow, that's not good. And so my frustration turned into kweliTV, and I did a lot of research, and in 2014 I won a business plan competition. It was for minority journalists, and I won $20,000. And with that money, I was able to put together the beta for kweliTV, and I went to the rest is history because we still have a long way to go when it comes to, you know, what we're looking to do. Currently, we have about 165 plus projects on the platform, and ranging from, like I said, independent films, web shows, and documentaries. And currently at about 2 to 3 new projects a week on the platform, and that's something that it's important to me because, like, for instance, if you have like a Netflix like a dumping station of all this content. So like each month they have like 50, 60, probably even 70 new films, and then they also dump 70 new films. And so for Quality TV, since we're really independent focused, our goal is to make sure that people really get a chance to see the content that's on the platform if they're interested in that particular genre, instead of really bombarding people with a lot of content that they may not really get a chance to watch. And it really gives us a chance too to really support independent filmmakers, because for Quality TV, it's not really about just having 1,000 titles so we can have a whole bunch of stuff, but really to celebrate independent content and make sure that our independent filmmakers have a equal option of people watching our content. I think that's why we decided to really only release like 2 to 3 films a week, because we want to make sure that our filmmakers get a lot of publicity, and it gives us the opportunity to really support the independent filmmakers that we release each week. So we have a newsletter that goes out to about 10,000 people. In this newsletter, we always feature the 2 or 3 new projects each week. During the week on social media, we really promote those films very hard. We always hope that the filmmakers also do the same thing, because this is your platform as well. This is not about me. It's about celebrating and supporting your work. So many times filmmakers will also do tweets and all of that as well, just to make sure that the word's getting out about their particular film. And it's really a way, like I said, to be very different from corporate mainstream streaming platforms where a Netflix, if you go on Netflix, an independent film, let's say, was at Sundance and won a lot of awards, typically you won't even be able to find the independent content. And so for Quality TV, what makes us different is the fact that you don't have to drill really far trying to find a really good independent film. Everything is right there and easy to find. And it's interesting because we have quite a few films, maybe not quite a few, but probably like about 7 or 8 films that are on Quality TV. They're also like on Hulu or Netflix. And our filmmakers are saying that people are finding them more on Quality TV than they would on Netflix, because Netflix, they're going to promote the TEDs and the Hangovers and the more the films they spent probably globs and globs of money for, or they have a deal with the networks, versus a really good independent film that was done in Zambia. So our goal is to be just different and really have a very different business model than the other platforms. And how we work with filmmakers, we do non-exclusive rights. And the reason we do non-exclusive is because, as I tell people, a lot of independent filmmakers, you just want to get your work out there. And I don't want to be the person that tells you can only be on us. And we're a startup company. I hope to be around in 10 years, but you never know. And I don't want to put anyone at an exclusive deal when you can make money in other ways. And honestly, at the end of the day, if you really want to find a film hard enough, you kind of can. And I think it's just easier to make it non-exclusive so our filmmakers can really spread their wings and find other options for making money off of that content. What makes Quality TV different is the fact that because we are focused on the African diaspora, if someone is on Vimeo or they're on another like Vudu or something like that, because our subscribers are looking specifically for Black content, it's just easier for people to find it through us than through another platform. So we do non-exclusive rights for filmmakers. We pay filmmakers through profit sharing, which is something that like Hulu does, and so we pay filmmakers 30 cents per stream. So basically every time someone watches a particular film on Quality TV, the filmmaker gets a 30-cent cut. I always do tell filmmakers that even during the beta side of things, and we also have a 30-day trial, we still pay filmmakers just the same, because like for instance, like a iTunes or Spotify or others, sometimes when they have like a 30-day trial, they may not pay the content provider until they can get paid. But that's not how Quality TV works. So even if we're in beta, even if we have a trial period, the filmmaker still gets paid during that time. And as you can imagine, I mean, we're only $2.99 a month. If you think 30 cents and $2.99 a month, the math doesn't really add up. I mean, we're working at a deficit, but despite that, we still pay the filmmakers just the same, because it's not on you, like you're giving us our content and you're taking a chance on us during a beta. So we want to make sure that we're paying you just as if we, we're paying full prices, charging full prices to our subscribers. We pay you just the same, whether it's beta or whether it's we have the official launch, which will be happening later in March. We also have a rental option for our subscribers, or people who actually don't subscribe. So if you don't want to, take the gamble and subscribe to kweliTV, you can rent content. For beta, it's 99 cents, and then for the official launch, it'll be $2.99. And so, and we split that 50-50 with the content provider. So obviously, of course, during beta, the split would be smaller than it would be once we have the official launch. And so, people always say, well, do you pay more to certain filmmakers? And right now the answer is no, mainly because for us, we are very selective with the content that's on kweliTV. About 98% of the films on kweliTV have been in film festivals. About 65% of the films are award-winning, and that is done on purpose because I want to show people that there's a lot of really great Black content out there, and it's a really good vetting process for us. I currently watch everything before when someone submits content to us, or if I even wanted to approach a particular film based off of what I read, I watch everything because I want to make sure it's in keeping with our mission. One of the positive things that we hear from our customers is that the content is really great, and we do that on purpose because I want to make sure that the content is worth paying for, and they know that, okay, this was in this film festival, that film festival, this must be a really awesome film. And so it is pretty much the first criteria. I do tell people if it hasn't been a film festival, it should be like damn good, because, and we do have maybe like 2 documentaries that haven't been in film festivals, but people were asking for these documentaries literally, and so I did seek out that particular filmmaker for a particular documentary, even though it hadn't been in a film festival. And so that's basically how we work right now. We will be doing some live streaming probably the next 12 months. And the main reason we're going to be doing that is as time goes on, more people will be cutting the cord. Most of my friends actually don't have cable. Most of my friends use Netflix or Sling, these other things. And so I really want to take how people watch Scandal and Empire, all those shows, and the live tweet and really make it a community. I really want to make kweliTV a community experience by having live streaming. And so basically how it will work is live news segments we mix in with content that's already on kweliTV. So for instance, it could be a live news segment, from 7 to 10, and then from 11, to 1, we would play a couple of Nicole's, documentary series, and then, maybe 5 to 6, we'll have another a live stream news segment or a talk show, and then, from 8 to 10 or something like that, it would be a bunch of short docs, or short films mixed in together. And so when we start doing that, how we're going to monetize that is by having 5-second sponsorship spots at the very beginning of films. And the reason we're doing that versus advertising is because my background's in journalism, and I've started an online magazine, I've worked for magazines, I've worked for newspapers, and advertising is just a really dying industry, and I don't like to use the word advertising, so that's why I call it sponsorship. So it'd basically be a 5-second clip at the very beginning of a show. It could be oh, this is sponsored by Ford. Have you driven a Ford lately, or something like that? That's it, 5 seconds. That's it. Because studies show, for instance, we're on YouTube, right? And so you see the ads. I'm not sure if you read the study about the percentage of people who click skip ad. Do you guys know what the percentage is? 98%. 98, basically everybody. I don't know who watches the ad, but 90% of people click skip ad. Even advertisers, because 90%, that's a lot of people. So the goal is to make it, 5 seconds, that's it. The content won't be interrupted with any advertising, which is what makes, having a streaming platform great, is that we can create our own versus adhering to cable, a cable network type of, what they want, in their sequence of how you watch content. And so that's the main reason why we're doing it that way. And we will be vetting all of the sponsors that are on Quality TV. So I tell people, like, before your doctor will be like Schlitz malt liquor, you know, this is sponsored by, you know, a cigarette commercial. You know, we're not going to do anything like that. We're going to, you know, make sure that all the content with Quality TV, including the sponsors, are in keeping with our mission. So much so that my CMO was like, no McDonald's, no Walmart. I mean, he's a real big stickler about, you know, really adhering to our mission. And so that's in a nutshell kind of how Quality TV works and kind of some things we're looking to do in the future. And I'm definitely open for questions.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Hi. I'm
Hi.
Karen. Nice to meet you. Are you going to be on Roku or Apple TV or any of those things?
Yes, we are working on that currently. I actually had a conversation with a company that could possibly help us get it done sooner rather than later. And if that works out, we should have it by spring. It'll be Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Now, Chromecast, they don't have apps, so I think you can just mirror, but that's the goal, at least Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Roku.
Great.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I was muted for a second.
Okay.
Can you explain the non-exclusivity arrangement again?
Yeah, sure. So when I mean non-exclusive, as long as it's not on YouTube for free,
Okay.
it's non-exclusive. And the reason that, you know, that's the only exception is because the filmmaker will lose money. If the customer finds the film on like YouTube, like, well, why would I pay for it on Quality TV if I can see it on YouTube? And then the filmmaker doesn't get as much money because they found it in another free space. Most of our filmmakers, they have it on like Vimeo. I forgot VHX or something like that. They're on a lot of different other paid places where people can get their content, or they're like on Fubo TV, or they're on Mubi or whatever it's called. There are so many these days. They're on all those platforms where people have to subscribe or pay something, but not where it's actually free. But it's totally non-exclusive. Totally non-exclusive.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Hi. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Did you mention the origin of the name? And the second question is, are you anticipating doing any original programming?
Yes. So on the first question, Carly,
that kind of thing.
yes. So Kweli means truth in Swahili. And I spent I'm one of those crazy people. I spent like a couple of weeks trying to find the perfect name for Quality TV or for what I wanted to start. And I wanted it to be in Swahili on purpose. So, and I wanted the name to be catchy. So the whole goal is to show the true culture of the global Black community versus what we typically see in mainstream media. Now, when I say the truth means a lot of things. It's positive and it's also negative, but it's not stereotypical. So I tell people, no shucking and jiving, I'm just, keeping it real, no stereotypical type of content. We can have real conversations about what's happening in our communities, some of the unfortunate realities of it, as long as it doesn't demean us at the same time. So that is very important to me. I get a lot of submissions, and some of it is like, did you not read the mission of Quality TV? Because the first, someone's getting shot, and it's like they selling drugs, they shooting dice in the corner. Yeah, we do all those things, but what's the message at the end of it? Is someone turning their life around, or like what's the end game? If the end game is just folks getting shot up and smoking weed and shooting dice, then it's not gonna be on Quality TV. I'm just keeping it real. As far as original content, that's the goal. I have a lot of ideas for original content. I'm pretty sure Nicole probably has ideas as well. And that's something we're hoping to do starting next year. We will be doing some original news programming soon, but these are very small, small news packages. But as far as like more in depth, where there's a crew involved and scripted, producer, that'll probably be like next year.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm not sure if people are asking questions on YouTube. I wouldn't even know how they would
They could type it at the bottom.
So hopefully they try to log in first, because there are still a few slots that folks could log in on. So I hope they tried that first. But I have another question about the revenue split. So if I recall, let me find my notes. 30 cents per stream, and it's $2.99 a month membership for the user, correct?
Yes, during beta. It'll be $4.99.
$4.99 when you go live, but still the 30 cents per stream.
Yes, still 30 cents, right.
And then if they opt not to join and they opt instead to rent,
it'll be $2.99 after beta.
It will be how much?
$2.99. So the $2.99 will be split. So it'll be rough close like $1.50 that the filmmaker would get versus 50 cents. So it'll be a different chunk.
Got it. So that's just a straight 50-50 split. Cool.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
And also, I forgot to mention too, for the live streaming, that will also be a 50-50 split as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Which, you think about network television station, TV One, your film, they give you one check. They make any money off of advertising, not giving you anything. So this is another way for filmmakers to make money when we do the sponsorship spots. I will say that early on, we started doing live streaming. The films that we will choose for live streaming will depend upon how well they do on demand. So if films that do really well on demand, we're more likely be the ones that will be live streamed. So we'll be looking at the numbers to see which films are very popular and live streaming those.
I have another question.
Yes.
How are you soliciting films? And do filmmakers have to pay anything to be on kweliTV?
Right. So as far as soliciting films, we have a section on the site called Submit a Film at the bottom in the footer. And so that's how people submit films to us. So we do have guidelines. We ask people to, if it's a film, we want the Vimeo a link and the private passcode so I can screen it. If they have a web series, then I just ask for 3 consecutive episodes, and as well as a synopsis, so I know what the show is about, and I also ask for any accolades, like if it's been any particular film festival or whether it's won any awards. I get asked a lot by filmmakers, like, how much do I have to pay to be a part of kweliTV? Like, oh my God, like nothing. Like, we're streaming your content. We don't charge filmmakers for your work.
Okay, great. And how are you soliciting them? How are you finding the filmmakers?
So either it's through the Submit the Film, and I get a couple of submissions a day. I'll be honest, most of films that are on kweliTV are films that I seek out. So for instance, I go to the film festival websites and I look at the trailers and read the synopsis, like, okay, this could be a really good film, and I reach out to the filmmaker asking for more information, and then we have a conversation, then we take it from there. I would say about 90% of the content on kweliTV come from content that I sought after, not that they came to us, because most of the content that comes to us, I'll be, it's hit or miss. I would just say it's hit or miss.
Well,
which is why I think it's really cool that she meets a group like BDC, because we're kind of vetted in that we all know each other's product, what each other's capable of, even more so what's in the archives.
Yeah.
Films could have a second or third run that we know did really well, 20 years ago, and people keep asking for. I mean, we're hearing those conversations more than she is possibly as a group. So I think we can use each other as that resource.
You actually took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say that we actually have a catalog of all our members' work, and certainly we can make that available to you, and then you can screen and sift at your leisure, and we can help you reach out to the filmmakers and things like that, because there's a lot of great content that hasn't really been given the exposure and gotten the sort of due that they really should have.
I would really
both the content and the work, and also like the subject matter. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something that's very important to me. It's interesting. People say, what type of content do people like the most? Honestly, the documentaries. I think people underestimate the Black community about what we like to watch and think we only want to watch a slapstick comedy, you know. But we are really digging the documentaries. You know, we get a lot of play from a lot of those films, really deep films, and people are yearning for more. So that's why I started Quality TV. Like, there are a lot of smart Black folks out here. We just don't want to watch Comic View. Not knocking Comic View. It's great to laugh sometimes, but you want a little bit more than that. And that's what Quality TV is for.
Or we watch the doc on why people like to laugh.
Yeah, right. And we know the real reason why we like to laugh, because there's so much else going on in our community. You just want to laugh sometimes. So yeah, you're right.
Seven, did you have a question?
I did, but I forgot it. It'll come back. No, that's good. That's a good thing.
I am still digging your background, Summer. I'm digging your background.
Thank you.
While Seven's trying to remember what he was going to ask, I have another question.
Okay.
Can you describe again what you, I just didn't write it down, what a typical programming block might look like? You said like a segment from such and such to such and such time of news, and then, can you describe that again?
For the live streaming, so right now, I mean, this is all sort of in my head, but, you know, we were kind of thinking from like, you know, 7 to 10, which is a time when most people are like getting up in the morning, they're watching morning news. It'll be like live news from 7 to 10, and then from probably like from 10 to, honestly, you know, 10 to 4 would probably be, you know, content. I was thinking maybe a noon segment. Some people may watch content, you know, live content at noon, like maybe a noon news segment, but that'll be it. It'll only be from 12 to 1, and then from 1 to 4, it'll be like documentaries or shorts already on the platform, and then from 4 to, you know, 6 would be live news again, and then or 4 to 7 live news, and then from 7 on would just be more content on the platform. I'm still trying to debate, will we go all night with it, or would it be, you know, from till midnight and just cut it off? But that's something that, you know, it'll be evolve over time. But that's kind of what we're thinking in our heads right now. Or I'm thinking in my head.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, so 2 quick questions. What percentage are shorts versus features?
There is no difference. There is no difference.
On the, you said you have about 165 projects on there now?
Yes.
How many?
There's no difference. Now for shorts, the shorts have to be at least 8 minutes long for us to even have it on the platform. So I think anything less than that, as far as 30 cents, it's just not worth it. I know other platforms, they do it per minute. But for us, that's just our model, where we just do 30 cents across the board. It just makes life easier that way. One of the things I forgot to mention is how we pay, you know, the process of paying filmmakers. We pay them through PayPal, and it's every quarter. And so it's December 30th, March 30th, June 30th, and September 30th. And so basically, I would need the email address to everyone's, like, the people's PayPal accounts, and just pay people right from there. And it's easier to do it that way because we have a lot of, I would say about 30% of filmmakers are not in the U.S., so it just makes it easier to do it that way.
Terrific. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask a question about the live news? Who would you have as like the news, the broadcasters, or however that news journalists or whatever? How does that work?
So, you know, like that's a part that, you know, we're still sort of trying to flesh out, so it's not totally finished yet. But, you know, I kind of see it. I don't want it to be like traditional, like CNN, stuffy news. I kind of see it being more, I hate to use the word edgy, honestly. I think that's kind of probably a negative thing, like edgy, you know, but really more youthful and something that people can regurgitate, where it's not that harsh, and really mixing in more positive news as well as with what's really happening in the world, and really mixing in a lot of international news. Nicole's working with us on, and Nicole, she can talk about what she's doing now, right now, which would be, it will be on-demand content, will be live news content, but the goal would really be about making sure we talk about stories that no one else is talking about, as well as really promoting a lot of international stories of the African diaspora, even beyond Africa, Brazil, you know, there are Black folks in Europe. I was talking to, you guys, of course you all guys know, but So I was talking to a brother in London, and we were talking about the Black Lives Matter issue, and he was saying that, when a black person is killed in America, everyone's talking about it, even in London. And he said that what people don't know is that black people get killed a lot by cops in London. But it never makes the international news. We never hear about it. And those are the type of stories that I really want to talk about, because we're getting killed everywhere, whether we're in Paris, whether we're in Brazil. If you're black, unfortunately, you're more likely to be murdered by a police officer, no matter where you are in the world. And those are the type of stories we really want to get out there. That it's bad here in America, but in the large scale of things, it's kind of bad everywhere. And I really want to kind of bring the global community together to take a stand, where it's not segmented by, London handles it their way and Paris handles it their way, but we were like, oh my God, this is what's happening all over, and we can really do something about it. And the goal would be to have like international correspondents doing live streaming eventually. Nicole can talk a little bit about what she's working on for the on-demand part. Nicole, if you want to just take it away from there.
Oh, yes. Hi. And we have a question from Jasmine Gray. So, Jasmine, I'll get to your question after this statement. But, yeah, for the newsroom, we wanted to get it started right away, because live streaming is something for the future, hopefully in the near future. But right away, what we knew we could do was locate stringers all around the world. Stringers in Asia, South America, Europe, Africa, of course, and here. And so I started putting out a call, I guess, I'm not sure, DeShuna, was that late December or January, for stringers, because we wanted to cover the African diaspora communities all over the world, to really find out what they're seeing. We put together a little handbook of what their packages would look like. So they are coming in with packages that they would produce. Also, as the news director, I gotta say, I really love photography as well. So we have still photographers who could turn in packages, as well as video packages. I love that reportage photography, and I'm encouraging audio underneath, not a soundtrack of music, but the voices that are there as well. So I've got stringers who contacted me from Jerusalem and various countries in Africa, but 2 from South Africa, so that's kind of prominent in my mind right now, and Chicago, and of course here in New York. And my sister's a photographer in St. Louis, so I'll talk about her, because I don't want to give too much away about what the others are doing. But St. Louis was a hot spot since August 2014, when the world thought they got a taste of what Ferguson is like, and in a shade of Ferguson. It was a little like that, but no, they're not tanks out every day, but there is that tension, that racial tension that, again, just as DeShuna was saying, touched a nerve everywhere around the world. I was seeing the story of Ferguson all over international news, and I grew up a few stops down the highway from it, so it wasn't the Ferguson I knew. But one thing that was interesting for me for starting our newsroom is that we talked about building an archive. Because we are a streaming service at kweliTV, people can click on at any time. So I'm thinking about the subscriber who joins in 2019. If they want to check to see, hey, what was going on that week of the South Carolina primaries, then what was going on in the world of black news, they could click on and see, what other things are happening, or if we have a piece that's kind of surrounding that issue, what's happening there as well. We're going to have 3 pieces that are standalone pieces covering black communities everywhere in a news-style setting. And like I was mentioning with my sister in doing the photography on Ferguson, it's not so much that the DOJ report came out now. The Department of Justice is, suing the city of Ferguson. That's the news right now. But we expanded to something that we're describing as ever topical, so that it's evergreen plus topical. So here's the history of why this is happening. Here's what it means in the broader sense. And yes, at this time in the year of 2016, this was the next step of this horrible incident that happened. And now, where are they now? And then where are they going? In a 2 to 5 minute piece, trying to get all of our stringers to kind of capture that well-roundedness of the story, so that it is ever topical for that future subscriber. If it doesn't make sense, The stringers are getting it. They've been working with me totally on that type of theme, and they've been coming back with some fantastic stuff, some fun stuff, some really deep stuff, and we are also really deep into some of the top stories because we're literally talking to people who are right there in the community. So it's been quite exciting, and it'll happen with our official launch. You guys will get to see the news.
Yes, and I'm really excited about the news. You know, as someone who majored in journalism and you know, who cares about the news, I really feel like it's great to watch the movies, but also really, you know, want to include, you know, news as well. I know you also mentioned, Sabrina, about the type of people. Thanks, Nicole, for that. I really appreciate it. I also, you know, as far as the people who we will have, you know, for live news segments, I don't know who those people will be yet, you know, but we're probably want people who are, you know, and I say fresh face doesn't mean young face. Fresh face means people that someone's never seen before, whether or not they're 25 or 55, but people who are, you know, who care about our cause and understands our community and sincere about it and really good at what they do. And so, you know, not having the same. I know sometimes when people say, oh, that person is going to have their own show, that's overrated in my opinion. You know, for me, it's just all about, you know, having, you know, fresh ideals and people who are open, because we're open. We're a streaming network. We're a startup, and so when you're a startup, you're just open to new things, where people, you know, new ideals, no matter what their age is. And so that's what we're looking for. We're looking to create something different. We're not looking to create CNN for Black folks. You know, we're looking to create a very different type of news experience.
Yes, and also if people want to join us as stringers, we're always open, because I calculated that we needed about 50 stringers per year, 3 to 4 stories, because that's 150 stories a year, guys. So it's going to be intense. On kweli.tv, our website, you can find an About Our Team tab at the bottom, and then you can find us listed there. And you'll see me there, and my email is nicole@kweli.tv. Also, I want to get back to this question from one of our viewers, Jasmine Gray. Oh, go ahead. Nicole. Okay. Nicole at kweli.tv. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Summer. And our question from Jasmine Gray that came in while we have been on. She has 2 questions. One, she's wanting DeShuna to discuss the viewership. Where is it now? How fast is it going? Where are the new subscribers coming from? Do you want to talk about that first, DeShuna?
Sure. So we're babies. Right now we have about 10,000 registered users on the platform, which means these are people who are potential renters. As far as paid subscribers, we have close to about 1,200 paid subscribers, and these are people who've gotten organically during beta. And, you know, we're actually proud of that number, because we weren't sure when we launched our beta. We were probably like 50 folks, you know. We weren't sure, you know, how many people will come on the platform. As far as what our numbers are looking for in the next 12 months, we're shooting for about 60,000 subscribers within 12 months of the official one. So that's between March 30th, 2016 and March 30th, 2017. And we're doing those numbers through a number of partnerships. We have a partnership with Ebony Magazine. We're finalizing a partnership with Black Enterprise. We're going to be on a bundle with QVC, hopefully at the end of April. And I'm also in talks with a couple other organizations as well about offering kweliTV to their members and subscribers as well. And that's our goal for growing kweliTV, as well as getting these apps up and running, because I think once we're on Roku and Apple TV and all of that, we will definitely increase the subscriber base once we have that in place as well.
Also, she had another question. She says, what is the duration of the license? We know it's non-exclusive, but how long are we licensing the rights to the company?
Sure. So it's 12 months. And the reason I did it 12 months, you know, now, because we're in beta and we're a startup. Some filmmakers said, can we do more? It's like, well, I just kind of want to do 12 months right now. That can definitely increase over time, but right now it's 12 months, and it'll probably be that way at least for the next probably 12 months.
That's the only questions I see so far. So we'll probably have some later. How can they get in touch with you, DeShuna, later?
Sure. So you can email me at DeShuna, DESH. I'll just type it here because when my name, people sometimes it's a little. Let me. There we are. DeShuna, DESHUNA at kweli.tv. If you want to submit content for review for kweliTV, it's content at kweli.tv. And the only thing I would need is the Vimeo link and the password.
DeShuna,
Yes.
do you have any plans for live streaming events?
Yes.
Like The Wiz, for example, but more original content, in other words, original theater, da 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 da.
It would be so awesome. I was thinking like, something on Broadway, like, an all-black cast being able to live stream that, a dance company, I can see it all, because people are like, oh, you can live stream the Essence Festival, that'd be really awesome, but there are a lot of other things that are happening, like Universal Circus. I've never gone before, but, I heard folks like it,
It's
even
awesome. They're awesome.
really.
I love them.
And so I want to do a show about them. I want to do like behind the scenes show about Universal Circus and getting to know the people behind. Like that's the type of stuff I would watch like all day long.
Done that, Sabrina? Is there anybody that's done a documentary on that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Is there anybody that's done a documentary on Universal in the catalog already?
I can't hear a word you're saying. I'm sorry.
He was wondering if anybody's done one on them already. And, I bet they have their own cameras rolling, which is good because we need those archives.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to say, though, Summer, that, he's actually, I don't know if you know him, but he's actually a really brilliant playwright and actor. And I think that your content might be a really good fit here. So
let's hope so.
I think you should continue the conversation and send some stuff.
Yeah.
Really great work.
Awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But I'll look into that project idea.
Yeah. But yeah, the goal would be to do plays and, not the...
We don't have to say the nots, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know what you mean. You have a very distinct aesthetic, and that's, I think, really what I'm excited to plugging into and, breaking my addiction to Netflix. This is the solution right here.
Right. Yeah, and I don't even have an addiction. I just, I don't really see my faces. I mean, Black Coffee's been on there for I don't know how many times. I'm like, when they gonna change it? When we gonna get a new black film? Like Black Coffee, the first only black film. It seems like that, and I love Beyond the Lights, but like it's Black Coffee and Beyond the Lights, like that's it. And Dope, like my husband and I watched Dope the other day, but okay, now what? So. And I just like black content. I mean, I watch, I like Ted and, all that too sometimes, but I really like our stories, and that's what I really want to see, so that's what kweliTV is for, basically.
Thank you. We are excited. The world welcomes it, and I'm excited to be able to immediately begin to share it.
Awesome. Thank you. Any more questions? I'm all ears, ready to answer.
No questions, Anne? Anne usually has good questions.
She does.
She might type something over there.
Also, see us on Facebook, everybody. So the kweliTV fan page is there. And if you're registered, then you can also join us in the kweliTV Insider Facebook group we just launched today. It's kweliTV Insider information, obviously first to know about a lot, first to get a lot of swag and things like that. But registered user for that because we really want to take care of these loyal customers and filmmakers who really took a chance and took the leap.
Yes.
We're so excited behind a black female CEO.
Yes, and I thank my filmmakers because like I wrote an article called "The Diary of a Mad Black Woman Without VC Funding," and when I first started kweliTV, even before won the business plan competition, I was looking for filmmakers who could say, yes, I will do this, I will be a part of your platform. All I had was like a cheap WordPress site that with some information on it, and I was cold emailing filmmakers around the world and asking them, hey, we have this concept, we should be on kweliTV, and when we launched beta, we had about 36 films on the platform, which I was really proud of because they didn't know me from Adam, as they say, and they took a real big gamble, and they gave me their content, like to some lady who asked for it via email, and so it's been a really interesting but really cool journey so far.
Anne just chimed in with a question in the comments. Can you see it?
For games, anything's possible, honestly. And that's what I'm learning now. We're not learning it, but as an entrepreneur, you always have to be open to new ideas and new concepts, and that's something that I can see us doing in the future. I know one of the things we're looking to do for live programming is to make interactive where people can actually correspond with guests or hosts. So if you look at it from a standpoint, let's say, Anderson Cooper did his whole, Blacks in America town hall. Let's say we had our own town hall, on kweliTV. The people, the freedom of streaming is that no matter where you are, anyone can basically chime in. Sounds like someone's. I hear something.
Sorry.
No. Oh, that's all something with Google. But the goal would be to allow people to, have conversations. You're watching The View and Raymond Simone says something, side of a neck. I mean, as long as it's screened first, someone could chime in and could disagree with her and say, I'm not sure about that. I mean, those are some things we're hoping to do in the future. But content games is definitely something that I haven't really thought about. But like I said, I'm always open to, what that can look like in the future. Some people also asked about, audio and podcasting and where we think about doing that. And like I said, I am just open right now. As we grow, I'm definitely open to trying new things to stay fresh.
And also, this is the perfect platform to stay fresh because it's streaming. What I thought was cool is I had a very early conversation with DeShuna last summer about what she was up to because I've been reading about her, and I was like, this seems cool, it feels right. And I said, what are your plans, beyond streaming? And she's like, just streaming. People can be very ambitious and say, well, we're going to go to cable next and, then be on network TV and have all this. But when she focuses, in that finite way, then let's build this because there's so many possibilities. So much done with the technology, and soon we'll be watching everything on our arm. So, streaming's the way to go.
Exactly, and people did ask, "Oh, will you be on cable?" I have no desire to be on cable. I really feel like this is the future. Like I said, most of my friends don't have cable anyway, and so it's really no point in being a part of something that I'm not saying it's dying, but a lot of people still watch cable. It's huge, but I really want to be a part of a revolution and being a part of something new. And a lot of times when Black folks, when we start something, we're in it when it's too late, And this is like really the early cusp of this new age of watching content, and I really just want to really investigate and think of some really cool ways on how we can really make this different and be a Black-owned company doing that. I mean, that's the beauty of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
And can we have one more shout out for the Black Documentary Collective? So glad that so many are here tonight. But Sabrina, you want to give some more information? And thank you, DeShuna, for a fantastic webinar.
Thank you, Shauna. Yes, no, I wanted to thank Shauna, and also, I want to ask you guys who are on this call to spread the word about BDC and particularly the BDC catalog, that if folks have good content, they have sort of like a direct pipeline to DeShuna, because she knows that, again, as Nicole was saying, our work is vetted, our work is frankly
Spectacular.
He's spectacular. Thank you. Thank you. I was trying to find the right word. So let folks know that, like, if they're members or former members or whatever, to get their content over to me, to get their information about how we can find their films over to me, and I can get them a look with DeShuna.
Yes,
One of the perks of being a member.
Yeah,
we won't be sending
membership,
you like whack.
membership has its privileges. Sabrina, let's talk about that.
And you have the link for becoming a member or making a donation. And again, we're a nonprofit, so and we're all volunteer, so we're really dependent on folks either volunteering or making donations or whatever for content. We have for these kinds of events, we have partnerships with like almost every like media organization, certainly in New York, and also every day I get more partnerships around the country. So if you have folks that are like in Florida or in Minnesota and they want discounts for like local classes on distribution or fundraising or whatever it is, that if they're a member, I can arrange discounts for them. So that's definitely a big discount. Also, as our membership gets more and more seasoned, their needs change. So while we had a lot of folks that maybe were interested in like production classes at one time, which we still can give discounts for a host of providers from Women Make Movies, Third World Newsreel, and so on. But also, we have partnerships with people like post facilities like Frame Runner, who will give discounts for their online and color correction and sound mixes to our members. So there's a lot of good reasons to be a member, and for $50 for the whole year is kind of a deal that you can't really beat. The amount of work that we do to like bring these kinds of perks to our members is way more than $50 worth of work on a given day. So it's a good deal, especially like while it lasts.
Best deal in New York. Now we just to hop back to DeShuna, Ann Bennett asked another question.
Okay.
Could you talk more about your social media, marketing strategies, and reaching out to potential contributors and audiences? So I guess this is time to give our shout outs for where you can find us and how often we are in touch with everyone.
So we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. As far as our reach, I think we have close to maybe 6,000 people on Facebook. I think that's like 5,000 something, 9 something like that. On Twitter, we're probably about 1,350, and then on Instagram, I think we're about 1,000. We have a weekly e-newsletter that we send out to which is actually everyone who is a registered user on the platform, and that's close to 10,000 people. And in the newsletter, we really keep people up to date on the new content. We have a Meet the Filmmakers video chat we do twice a month. I interview a filmmaker that is streaming on the platform, so our customers get to know who the filmmakers are behind the content. And so I just ask questions about their film and some future work that they're doing. So we do that twice a month as well. So we really use social media a lot to our advantage. As far as marketing, a lot of our marketing is through social media, mostly through Facebook. We've gotten a lot of traction through Facebook. We've gotten a lot of feedback through Facebook to the point where, Facebook is a huge part as to why so many people even know about us. I meet strangers and people like, yeah, I heard about kweliTV on Facebook, or someone forwarded it, or something like that. So Facebook has been really, really helpful to us, as well as a lot of, they call it earned media. We got quite a few articles written about us. Sometimes I don't even know that they've written an article. I just get tagged, DeShuna Spencer, founded Black Netflix. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess there's another article. Even though they will interview me, it's fine. I'll take the free media. So between the earned media and through social media, that's how we've really been able to get the word out about what we're doing. Did I answer the question? Was there another part of the question? I can't remember.
Well, we're going to definitely give our social media addresses. So
Right.
It's just kweliTV everywhere, correct?
Yeah, so on Facebook, you just type in kweliTV. Twitter, kweliTV. Instagram, same thing. Just type in kweliTV, and you will find us that way. And I also do want to make a point, too, if you go to, if you have a film on kweliTV, like I said, we definitely work hard to promote the filmmakers who are the 2 films of the week. In addition, on the page of if each individual film or content or web series or whatever, a documentary, there's a picture of the director and their name, because we want people to know the person who's attached to the film. And that's important because these are independent films. Usually the filmmakers, and maybe the director, the producer, the editor, whatever, the lighting person, everything. And so we really want to, like I said, again, hone into our audience that this is really about, supporting independent filmmakers as well.
Excellent. And then, of course, you can find the Black Documentary Collective on our fan page on Facebook as well. Black Documentary Collective at facebook.com. And we posted on the YouTube link in the event page our blog spot where you can find our web presence. So, any final words? Anyone? Sabrina, I think you were trying to say something.
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that I'm muted because I don't want, because it's so noisy where I am. I keep muting it. I was just saying that we're also on Twitter at BDC New York, spelled out NEWYORK. I posted it in the comments too, just in case.
Okay.
We're on Twitter. It's so great seeing everybody. We're so busy filmmaking that it's we're in our little closets all the time. So it's so great seeing everybody. I encourage anyone who's watching, you don't have to just be a black filmmaker or a black audience member. I think everybody can enjoy the content. And it's wild that I have to make that clear every week. But we have so much going on. We have almost, is this true, Sabrina, almost 100 members of the BDC?
At least.
Yeah, at least 100 members now of the BDC. We're out here doing it. If you don't see Hollywood promoting us, you know what? At this point, that's okay, because we're getting our audiences on our own. We have people stepping up like DeShuna Spencer, who said, hey, I have a platform and let's do this. We really need to support efforts like this because this is us doing it for ourselves and so that you guys can enjoy the content and learning more about communities that you're a part of. So if that's it, any last words, anyone?
Just that we'll make this available at in the coming days for folks that may have missed it. So you can spread the word about this and let people know that if they want to get the information, we're going to make it available. So it's not too late to still be talking about our chat today.
Fantastic. DeShuna, final words?
I just want to thank everyone for taking time out of your evening to listen to me kind of go on and on about kweliTV. So please don't hesitate to, if you have any questions or issues or anything, just, definitely reach out to me.
Thank you.
Awesome. kweliTV and the BDC. Look for us everywhere. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching our broadcast.
Good night.
Good night.